Hello everybody and welcome back to BerCrew Studios Plays EU4. I'm your host Nemes and we are back in our Cologne to the Seas series. Now, I am going to be clear that the new expansion came out, so Cossacks along with the new patch. So I have done the little trick where you load your incompatible save, you resave it, you hope that takes care of it. It is possible this thing will glitch out at some point here in the near future, so we're going to try to play this out. Hopefully we don't run into any more issues, but it is a distinct possibility. Now, it's been just a little bit since I've played, but last week, the series, we basically Diplo vassalized Anhalt. And then in a war, we took Hanover, Brunswick, and Kassel. I hope I drove a few people nuts last week with Brunswick. And we took that from Magdeburg to connect our lands, and then we integrated Anhalt, which made a lot of people not real thrilled with us. So we're using our Diplos to get some people a little less pissed off at us. Anyhow, I'm going to get started here in a second. I want to say thanks to everybody who's been supporting the series. We are getting lots of interaction, and I appreciate that. If you like the video series, please put a like down below. It helps a massive amount for search results and the channel in general. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We put EU4 episodes out about every other day, and a ton of other content. There are three of us that put out content, myself, Nems, as well as Pickle and Obi Jeff. So, yeah. So, let's get unpaused here. And you're going to see some of all the rivalry changes since we're loading from a fresh save. Coalition map mode, yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, new interfaces, right? So, and I'll have to tweak this. I'll probably want to change that back to political, and I'll change this to coalition. Yeah, so there's now different map mode settings from a... Oh, hold on, we're losing a little bit of money. So I'm going to move... I don't really want to move anybody. Let's just drop the army fund just a little bit. Drop it down about half. Just so we get a little bit of money coming in. We've already done that. So let's talk about some new things. So diplomacy has changed immensely. Now on neighboring countries, you can set your attitude. You can also, there's a new favor system, which I think is long overdue because the Allied system was so easy to manipulate. This whole favors concept is, well, I think it's going to be fantastic. So let's see here. Who are we allied with? Yeah, we might do something with that in a second. So we do have a free Diplo slot. So Poland, Pomerania, Savoy, and Holland. Could look at Britain. They'd be willing to do it. Let's continue to not worry about our neighbors per se, our rivals, I should say, but the other folks. All right, so one of the cardinals in Cologne has proven to be a skilled administrator and already provides useful advice to the Archbishop Elector. At this point, making him a minister in our government would blah blah blah. So do we want less stability cost, missionary strength, more tolerance of the true faith, less of heretics and some papal influence, or 10 prestige? Ooh, all that sounds really good. Except for the tolerance of heretics part, which I'm not a big fan of. We are taking humanist ideas. I'm going to go ahead and take the prestige at this point. We do have two guys free, so let's work on... Who are our rivals again? So we've got Liège, Mainz, and Magdeburg, which seems like a really silly set of rivals, but let's work on Bohemia. No, they're maxed out. Austria's close. We're already working on them. Pomerania is our ally. There's a little, we'll go top them off. France would take an alliance. Well, even as weak as they are, I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, let's do that. So, all right. We do have some manpower to recover. Positive. Oh, good grief. I didn't even look to see that they were in a war that they were losing. Well, let's see. Pause. Conquest of Barrois against Lorraine and Württemberg. So who are you fighting, France? Lorraine. And is that it? Well, sure, I'll accept. Let me refund my army. Sure, why not? Alright, so I will go ahead and fund. That one's already fully maintained. Oh, I think it kicks up all your... that's right, that new button kicks up all your forts immediately. So I'm going to defund that one. And Brunswick. And probably Westfalen too, to be honest with you. We're losing cash. Not where we wanted to be. All right, we'll recall. We'll head down to France. We're just gonna. I think we're just gonna attach to his army. Now, this is why I'm so happy about this. Because here, let me show you something. This is pretty amazing. So France. When we worry about helping them, favors are what will allow you to call people into wars. So right now, you gain a favor every couple of years, right? But if we stick around in this war, we will also gain favors for being a good ally, which again, and I can't blame anybody for it, but you know, previously the alliance system was heavily abused because people would just, and I did it. I'm not going to say that I was different in any way. You know, basically would accept the call and then hang out or decline the call all the time, or they would only support their allies. Now I don't know, and I'll be curious to see if the amount you help them has any real impact on this, but we'll see. But there we are. We helped them out and absolutely crushed the enemy army there. So I don't know that we're going to see that reflected anywhere. Oh, we will, apparently. So what I'm not sure is what caused that favor to be taken. Estates are a thing. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we're reviewing some things, but let's pay a little bit of attention to this this war. And just to make sure we're not missing anything. It looks like that was it, though. Yep, that was their entire army. This war is over. Done. Yep. They fully annexed Lorraine. Wow. Wow. Okay. Holy goodness. So they owe us 23 favors. And if memory serves, that's not an insignificant amount of favors. So looking at France now, 24 favors. Now, here's the interesting part. So you can use those favors for things like war. You can use those favors to up their trust of you, which obviously has an impact on relationships long term, which is amazing. And then you also can tell them to prepare for war. So, hey, don't start any wars for a bit because I'm about to, and I need your help to invade, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely phenomenal improvement to this entire system. I'm really excited about that. So, let's see here. The Palatinate we could improve with. We're not rivaled with them, so we'll go ahead and improve relations with the Palatinate. And do we want to kill our theologian? I kind of like the lower national unrest, so we'll lose the. We got a bunch of prestige, so we'll just lose the prestige. No big deal. Brandenburg, yeah, let's improve with Brandenburg. So cool. Well, that was interesting. Immediate, an immediate usage of the new system, which I think is awesome. So let's see. Who's the emperor? Bohemia. So Bohemia is friendly toward us. We are basically, it's automatically set. So it's set at friendly. Now we could change that to friendly, or we could change it to neutral, and really kind of impact, kind of like a player does, how we act towards them. So I can't manage the attitude of rivals though, because they're, they hate us. That's fine. I'm okay with them hating us. All right. So back to showing you some stuff. That's amazing. Huge, huge improvement to the entire situation. So they've also just cleaned up some of these, some of the interfaces, which are great, right? Where we're at. This is end of religious terminal. Cool. So not much change there. Trade, minor. Tech and ideas look pretty much the same. Do we want the extra diplomat? Or do we want the diplotech? I'll take the extra diplomat. We kind of need one right now. And I'm going to pause real quick to put our 2 diplos to work. Let's top off Poland. Peru. And maybe France and England are rivals, right? Okay, yeah. Is Lithuania free? They are. I'd say Bavaria. Let's improve with Bavaria. Bavaria, by the way, now a nice colored blue. They used to be almost like in between the color of Mainz and Austria. It was very annoying. So minor improvement graphically, but still nice. Let's unpause. We're going to defund our forts and most of the military. Again, just to not lose money. Bum, bum, bum. So, let's continue through. I'll get to the states here in a second. Missions and decisions, no real change there. Create a fleet, yeah, right. Not a major change there. I mean, minor changes there, but not major. Religion, no major changes. Military looks pretty similar, except this is amazing. Now, estates. So, estates is the idea of internal country politics. So, within generally everything, there are 3, and this might be a bug, because I don't think I'm even supposed to have estates as a archbishopric. But okay. There's the burghers, the clergy, and the nobility. And they all have loyalty, influence, and territory. Now, you can hand them territory. And let me see if I can even show. How do I show that? Estates. Yeah, I need to change one of these, don't I? Yeah, let's change this one to estates. So right now, this is the clergy, nobility, nobility, nobility. So the nobility has 3 of my provinces, and what that means is, I believe there is a 25% floor for the nobility, and I think it's 25% floor for all these states. So there'll always be 25% here. Now, what's interesting here is you get bonuses based on their loyalty. So right now they're all at 40. Influence, you don't want to get too high. So we may actually take one of the clergy's provinces, but that could cause some other issues. So you can do different things to interact, but I'll show it. So influence, if they become too influential, so they get a plus 20% because it's a theocracy. This actually might be the new patch that I skipped over. And then there's territory. So you want their loyalty as high as possible, their influence to stay below like 80 or so, because then they start to want to seize control of the country. And then you want their, this is just a mechanism to keep them happy. So from an interactions perspective, as an example, I can ask for money, they give us money, and they lose loyalty. Or I can grant them a monopoly. They'll gain influence and loyalty for a period of time. Now, at the next, oh, my phone, I apologize, everybody. At my next percentage, which is 60, I shouldn't say my next percentage, but at the percentage that is 60, we get another bonus. So instead of just trade efficiency, we also get lower development cost. Big deal. I'm going to pause because I'm losing too much focus here. Here with the clergy, if it's above 60, in addition to that tax modifier, we get lower stability cost, papal influence, devotion. So you see there's kind of three sections there: above 60, between 30 and 60, and below 30. So right now we're in that 30 to 60 range. Now, I could give them a little bit of influence and a little bit of loyalty by granting monopoly. I have tons of prestige, and this lasts for 20 years. So I'm going to go ahead and do this just to show you. So now their loyalty's moved up to 50%. Didn't really change anything because they're still in sub 60, but now their loyalty or the influence has moved up to 30%. Now there's events that can have an impact on this as well. And then now there's other things we can do. So now we can demand diplomatic support, which gives us monarch points, but they lose loyalty. You see, we can't do this anymore because we already did it. Now, there's requirements. In order to do recruit minister, they have to be influence greater than 50. Yes, it's not available because it is greater than 50, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but okay. Maybe they meant it's not below 50. Anywho, so clergy, I have a whole bunch of options, and their influence is very high. So I can make them lose loyalty and gain 100 freaking admin points, which is amazing. I can lose ducats, and they'll gain loyalty, but not influence, which is important. We don't want them to gain any influence whatsoever. 10 influence. 10 influence. So we don't want them to get any more influence, but we could get them to do some more loyalty. But I have to make sure. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll go ahead and pay for the loyalty. Nah, I'm just going to wait on this. And then on the nobility, I can call the diet, which gives 10 loyalty and 10 influence, which I may do. And then I can get military power. So it's really, I think, a huge step forward in the game, because before, and I went ahead and did that, before we kind of ignored the internal politics of a country, which was kind of silly. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause this. That's some of the major new features. There are others. As an example, if I click on my army here, you see I can recruit now straight into the army. So instead of doing all this onesie twosie, build here, rally here, move there, I can just say I need another soldier. Bring me a soldier. Recruit a soldier somewhere and then bring him here. And I am over on the force limit. So I got a couple diplomats coming back since I was being chatty. I'm going to get rid of one infantry. But I have to move away from enemy territory because there's an army right there. So get rid of him. And now I'm below my force limit again, which is good because that was also having a very big impact on my money. That's why I was losing money. I didn't realize it. Alright, so decline of the merchant class. So remember we talked about this? So they're about to lose influence, which is good. We like them losing influence because then we can do more things to give them influence, but also get loyalty. So boom. Now I don't really have anything to get them more right now, but if I hit another 10%, if an event fires where I can get them some loyalty, then I'll get that extra lower development cost, which is a big deal. Because I think we've kind of, I don't want to say we've maxed out our expansion, because that's not the case, but we may need to build, like, making Gelra a march or something might be a good idea, or even Saxony. That'd piss people off more, though, because they're an elector. So I've got 4 Diplos free. Are we topped off with France? We are not, so let's do that. We definitely would like to do that. And then let's go ahead and improve with Great Britain, just in case. And let's see, Venice? I don't know if Venice is worth really doing anything to. All right, and ooh, a succession war. Let's see what that's all about. So, where is it? I don't know where all my map modes went again. So, diplomatic, yes. So let me find what war that was, because war were declared. I don't know. I'll have to find out. That is a war. Is that it? Was it a succession war? Yes, Triarian succession war. So the Palatinate, those 2 provinces, are fighting the entire planet, which is dumb. But okay, you're about to get your butt kicked, Palatinate. But whatever. Mines. Are you still protected by Bohemia? You are. That's really irritating. Sure, go beat up the Palatinate. I don't care. Bohemia is becoming alarmingly powerful, though, and that is a major cause for concern. They're fighting in my territory. Please get out. Alright. Here we go. So, nobility. So we can gain some ducats and they can lose 5 loyalty. Or we could gain a stability and they could earn 5. Well, that's amazing. Let's do that. Stability and loyalty. Fantastic. Alright, well. So the Gelra option, if they weren't allied with freaking Britain, would be not a bad idea. But anywho, I'm gonna put in a cut here, and we will be back shortly. We will probably be making our plans. I spent a fair amount of time this episode kind of going over some of the new changes that have come with the new patch and the new expansion. But anyway, I've been your host, Nemes. If you liked the video, please put a like down below. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And we'll see you next time. Have a great one.